We all know Timex started in 1854 as the Boderry clock company, and since then it has changed hands and names to be what it is today. Hi guys, I am Siddhant from Yacht Watch Club and I am here to give you some gyan on some super cool watches. And Marlin is what we circle back to because it definitely has to be the most sold watch from Timex. Am I right or am I right? Even though Marlin debuted in the 1950s, I think it's all the rage right now, especially since they've introduced their automatics and the chronographs. I mean, if you want to check out the Marlin automatic, I have reviewed it. So quickly browse through my channel, scroll down and you might find a relevant video of the watch you are looking to buy. And in that process, just subscribe. So my eyes are set on this super cool Timex Marlin Chronograph. Yes, I am going to review another Timex because this is a hot seller and the review was imperative. I think enough with the build-up, so let's just quickly go and venture out into this world of Timex Marlin Chronograph. While the Marlin is of course a fish, I don't think you're going to find it in a sea because I have it right here. The first looks have to be impressive as you see this one in a stainless steel case, which is pretty usual stuff. Shiny polish all over could almost blind you, so just be careful. The case shape and design also resembles the Marlin automatic because they are essentially of the same DNA. So you have two choices now. Either you admire this impressive blue dial that's laden with golden accents, or you just get wowed by the champagne colored dial with black subdials. The casing on this dial had to be a domed acrylic crystal, which is inherent to the Marlin series. I just don't understand why this doesn't get a mineral glass, which is at the least required, which you would also find on the Q Chrono, which is also similarly priced. So it could have been a really nice touch. The sizes here are comparable to the Q Chrono, and this has a 40 mm case diameter with a 47.5 lug-to-lug width and a 13.5 mm thickness purely because of the domed acrylic crystal. The specs leads me to wonder whether if they use the same quartz movement too. Why I am saying that is because the date window is at the same position and the subdials indicate pretty much the same information. Like you have a 24-hour counter followed by a 60 seconds regular counter and a 60-minute chrono timer to complete the circle. The dial, the subdials, all of them have an awesome radial sunburst effect which is evidently visible and can't be missed. The dial is otherwise busy with the retro style numerals at 3, 9 and 12 o'clock positions and applied metal indices in gold tones. The gold accents are marked with a central black line on the hands and indexes too. This is a nice touch with the duality of the watch. In terms of features, the tachymeter here also marks the attendance, but that's a rather boring subject which seems less and less relevant as no one uses their watch to measure speeds or even distances. One glance, one look at the case back, it reflects a stainless steel setup while you see a global map revolving around the US since Timex is all things American. The watch has a basic 50-meter water resistance, which in no way says it's a Marlin. I mean, they could have easily given a higher water resistance to go along with the brand name at the minimum. But that means higher costs while they don't want to change their manufacturing line. I think that's the major difference between legacy players and new age watchmakers. The big players don't want to change too much, otherwise how will their supply chain pan out? It's not like they don't have enough money, it's just they don't want to invest in that, and that's pretty annoying. The central crown here works normally and does the job really well of changing the date and time. Pull it out once to change the date and pull it out twice to change the time. Well, that's really simple. The push button crowns can be used to trigger the chronograph with central seconds hand coming into action sooner than later. Now you tell me one thing. What's the most important part about a watch, especially if you are going to wear it daily? Well, I think that's the strap. So the straps here are an exciting part about Timex watches purely because the leather one here is sourced from Leatherworking Group. The back of this strap has a quick release spring bar so you can easily pair it up with other straps too. Flaunting on my wrist is this chronograph which feels nice and supple on a large sized 7-inch wrist. Well, that's a wrap on this watch, but what about the price? You can choose to buy this watch from the Timex website or just go to your nearest retailer, but this watch is going to be priced at $15,500, which is roughly about $200. And if you're looking to buy the metal strap, you have to spend a couple of grands extra, which translates to around $30, which I don't think is not too much. Is this too much to ask, or is it too much to give? Well, let's find out what the competition has to say. Now, Timex is cannibalizing Timex here with their Timex Chronograph and the Marlin Automatic, both of which offer different functionalities, but ultimately it depends on you what you want to buy. Another go-to brand is Titan with their newly launched Sun and Moon phase from the Luna series and the Caelum Sun Moon. Next up is a hot seller from Casio in the form of their Edifice Chronograph, and then also you have the EFR, which are ringing death bells for Timex. Boderry has also made the cut alongside Sugess ST1780 as their Chinese counterparts, while you can also try the Phoibos Eagle Ray GMT, which is riding the micro brand train. So out of all the above, which one do you think you are going to try next? So while you make up your mind, let me quickly help you by summarizing the discussion we've just had. Now, this is a very active category and a hotbed for legacy watchmakers and micro brands. And I think the micro brands here are winning the race because it's not about quantities for them, which helps them to give out new features, unlike these legacy watchmakers like Timex or even Titan. Hence, it is very crucial for Timex to step up their game, as this market share is up for grabs. Having said that, Timex has done a really good job with their Marlin chronographs and the automatics. Same but different. So if I'm spending $200 or 15,000 rupees on buying a watch, I think I should make a conscious effort to figure out what kind of watch I want to buy. Hence, you should come on Yacht Watch Club to identify that. As to whether you should buy this watch or not, I think one of the chronographs from Timex should make way to your wardrobe. Which one? That you have to decide. And until you decide, what are you wearing today?